Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be doing something that I never really do. Something that I'm not really confident in doing, and that is sketching with a ballpoint pen. Now, the thing about sketching with a ballpoint pen is that you can't erase, you can't correct your mistake. You have to commit to every line, and you have to accept the outcome of how your sketch looks. So no better time than the present to improve on this area of sketching right now. And today I'm going to be practicing my sketches on Godzilla. So let me look for a few Godzilla poses, then I'll get started. So I guess I'll start with this one. Now keep in mind, and I also have to remind myself, that these are just warm-up sketches. And they're just sketches. They're not meant to be refined. They're not meant to be perfect, so they're going to have their imperfections, and I'm also going to have my mistakes in here. And since this being a ballpoint pen, I'm just going to have to roll with it. See what I did there? Ballpoint, roll with it. Yeah, that was a nice one. Now, I don't have a particular style of sketching. I haven't developed it yet, but the more I practice ballpoint pen sketching, the more I'll get comfortable with it, and more likely I will develop a style of my own. But for now, I'm trying to get comfortable. I'm trying to loosen up. So I feel as I started this sketch, I'm a little bit tight. So hopefully I'll get a little bit more looser in my sketches, a little bit more comfortable, and more stylized even. And you know what they say, practice makes perfect. So what I'm starting to realize is, with all that textured, detailed skin that Godzilla has that I'm trying to capture, is sort of preventing me from achieving some smooth, flowing lines. Well, that's what I get for jumping straight into the details. Well, I'm gonna keep pressing on. All right, it's time for Alright guys, it's time for a third and final pose. Oh, I saw one. There you go. Let's do a full body, but from the backside. And finally, we have a pose that shows some movement and some fluidity, that being Godzilla's tail. I think that's the only part of Godzilla's body that has a flowing movement to it. Alright, so here we see the tail taking shape, and now you're beginning to see a little movement and a little energy on this pose. But man, there is a lot of detail to capture if you were to draw Godzilla. All the dorsal fins, the little bumps, and just that rough texture of Godzilla's skin. Oh, and by the way, this particular pose of Godzilla is from the new upcoming Godzilla movie, Godzilla -1. So eventually I'll check that one out. Alright guys, I'm on the fence about this. Part of me wants to add some color to this page just to add a little life to it, but the other side of me wants to keep this strictly ink. Well, I'm gonna hate myself for this. So I'm not actually going to add color within the bodies of Godzilla, just some color accents around the edges in the background. You know, I'm sort of cringing as I'm coloring, but you know what? I'll never know how it'll turn out unless I try it, so I gotta give it a go. Okay, now for the next one. You know, I figured I'd use different colors for the different poses just to make it a little bit more interesting and add a little bit of variety. And now for the last one. Alright, something told me to add a pop color to this one. I don't know how I feel about this, but I'm doing it. Well, you know, these highlights are sort of fitting around Godzilla. It's sort of reminiscent of that radioactivity that
up a time. Don't leave me here.